Hello. Right. Not sure if this is going to work. My phone's increasingly rubbish, and I've had to resort to this brilliant old piece of technology, which still works after about 1,000,000 years, but that's okay. But I have so much to say about Image of the Fendahl, which we have now watched all 4 episodes of. Sorry I've not kept you appraised en route, but Doctor Who is a balm, and I've been very much enjoying it. So here's the thing about Image of the Fendahl. It's very, very lumpy. The first 2 episodes, pretty phenomenal. In fact, up there with your Hinchcliffian era gothic horror type stuff, those first 2 episodes absolutely belted along. Are genuinely creepy, and a really interesting mix of characters, and just got everything you really want from a Doctor Who story. Part 3 is proper weird. We go off for a wander in the TARDIS, Leela falls over. There's just so much oddness that happens in part 3 that really never gets explained. And then, I'm all for forgiving visual effects, but that Fendahl as your cliffhanger, oh dear, proper poor. I mean, I'm not overly impressed with what the makeup that they put on Thea to represent her.
I thought that was really good.
I don't like the eyes. But irrespective, that makeup was much better and probably more shocking in its own weird way than that ridiculous model. The little Fendaline are quite cute though. I quite like them. They're cool. Yeah, they're probably nice. So, I mean, overall, I think this story has a lot more going for it than that detracts from it. As I say, I think the guest characters are really interesting. We were quite surprised that, was it Adam?
Mm-hmm.
Adam is an actor that doesn't appear to have made much of a splash elsewhere. I quite enjoyed his performance. Not anywhere near as much as Mrs. Tyler, though, who...
she was brilliant.
If Big Finish haven't done a spin-off of Mrs. Tyler yet, then they're missing a treat, because she's just phenomenal. And clearly, I'm sure I've seen this suggested elsewhere, I think Baker likes acting with a woman of a certain age. I think he just gets a kick out of that interplay with the Doctor. And that's lovely. Jack's great as well. I enjoyed that part.
Jack was hilarious.
Yeah, there's a real good mix of characters here. Now, I think a worrying issue, though, is I think Leela is now reverting to generic companion with a twist. And we've just been debating this. And it's a real pity. I have no critique, nothing bad to say about Louise Jameson's performance, because I think she's genuinely great. I don't think she's getting anything from Tom, though. So, whereas in the first few stories her savagery was writ large, and also her innate intelligence was writ large within the plot, there's an element of that here. But I think in order to eke that out, the leading man needs to be giving more to it. I think that the way that he interacts with her needs to be a lot more conscious of that relationship, and I just don't think it's happening, and it's a real pity. I think it's a waste of her talents, quite frankly. It's a real shame, actually. I've listened to some Big Finish with them pair recently, and you can tell they have a much warmer working relationship. But given what I know about how things were at this stage, I have to say I think Tom's letting down the overall story with the way that he's interacted with Leela, and that's a shame. But, and you know, it's not cool in any way to forgive a man undermining a woman in the workplace, but he is majestic. Well, yeah, but he is the star here. He just dominates. Just every little silly thing he does. That bit in episode 3, with Mrs. Tyler in the cottage is just genuinely funny. And the moments where he can just spin it around on a pin. Like I say, it's a pity that he didn't have the warmth of his performance that he had with Sarah Jane. But by the by. So overall, I think Fendahl has to go down as a disappointment, purely because of the fact that the first 2 episodes are so good and the second 2 episodes are less so. If it was the other way around, we'd say it was not a triumph, but of something worth talking about. But I have particularly enjoyed it. It's the first time I've really sat down and properly absorbed Fendahl. And it's good. It is good. It is not as good as was, but it will do. It is good. Anyway, I hope this video works now because I've talked for 5 minutes, which I haven't done for quite some time about any episode of Doctor Who. This will, if it works, be our new medium of communication. I hope you're all well and had a nice summer, any of you who are listening to these ramblings right now, and I shall see you next time.